Okay guys, back again. We've got 34 and 35. We're building up more of the body of the T-Rex. We've got some circuit parts, we've got some big bits. Let's get on with it. Okay, so we've got what looks like the main back piece. We have lazy Fanhome again with some tiny little black pieces there. We have a bigger back piece, we have a circuit board, and these actually need to go together this way round, I think. Yep, so they're going to go together like that. So we've got this port coming down, so it's on the picture it's this way round, so yep. And I'm gonna need 2 silver screws. We got silver screws, or is it just black ones? It's just black ones, they're just showing it silver in the instructions. That's not confusing at all. So there's the screws down. Get rid of this giant bit of plastic. That's going on the mounting of plastic pieces, because obviously I'm building this all pretty quickly at the moment. Not sure where these are gonna. Alright, so 2 screws. Here's my screwdriver. Trying to pick up a screw. Alright, so that will be screwed on this way around. Nice and loose for the moment. Get the other one on, and then I can tighten it all up in a second. There we go, and now it's time just to tighten this up in place. Okay, so that's that bit done. Next we're going to want to take the battery that we wrapped up last time, slip that in here, and then bring this round, and it should plug in here. It looks like it. Come on, get in there. Yep, there we go. So that then goes like so. Oh, and we actually need to bring back this piece from last week, and this cable will come in here. There we go, and that's it. We've got the front, we've got the back that we've done absolutely nothing with, and we've got 2 little pieces there. That's it for that piece. Let's go on to the next issue. Okay, so we've actually got, it looks like there isn't much here, but we've got a lot of steps to do in this one. So we have this piece, we have this, we have one of these metal turning bits that's going to be nice and stiff. We have a whole lot of screws and washers, and we have this piece. Which I'm guessing is see-through, because we're putting it right over this infrared sensor here, and just that's a nice tight fit, not going to need any glue there. Got that bit in. Hey, that's a step done. So next we want to take the back we have this piece, and this is going to come in just here to make these two back panels. And we want a screw. I need to figure out what screw. Okay, so it's the 35/7. So it's whichever screw there is only 4 of. It's not one of those ones. It's one of these ones. The short black ones. It is the only one where there's only 4 of the screw. So we've got 1, 2, 3 of these with the wider head. Let's see if I can identify which one that is. That is going to be the 35/9. So these 4 black ones here are the 35/7. The downside is, out of these two, there's the same amount. So I'll figure that one out when I get to it. But for now, let's screw that piece in with one of these. Where the hell's that screw come from? That's from an older pick. I've got so many tiny screws littering this because of they always give spare screws, which is good. I don't know what to do with them, which isn't so good. Right, so that is now nicely in place. You can see where the charging port and power button are going to be there. So next, here we go, 35.6. Which ones are 35.6? They are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silver ones. Okay, so they're silver ones, and they're going to go with washers. Okay, so now I know which ones these are. So, how does this go? Right, so if I just get the first one on there, and I want to take this, I'm just going to go in the bottom here, and that's going to get screwed in that side. So let's get at least one in. And that's, just double check, yeah, that is with the washers, that's one. So this is likely going to be the waist articulation, so being able to swivel the T-Rex at the waist, which is one of those like nice features, a bit like the Triceratops horns with the chains. It's one of those little features that we never had on the original. I think it's been on like probably the Solar Chigokin and the Hasbro Legacy Megazord or whatever they called the one they did afterwards. I think they've done it on other ones, but we never had it on the original. And the original is the only one I've got, because even though I watched this as a kid, I sort of fell out of love for many years. I need to sort of come back to it again as an adult, but too late for all the good stuff. Okay, what do we need next? We need the head. Whew, that's heavy. Okay, we're getting a lot of stuff in. This is all about to merge into one. So, making sure we're keeping these cables straight. This is going to come here, and those two screws that I said had the big bits, we're going to use them right at the back. I'm losing my voice here, I apologise. Yeah, Megazord head is about to be held in place with two screws. And now I'm probably going to need to use the other screw to be able to get this one in. Doesn't want to go in. Right, let's try the screwdriver we actually got with the thing. Come on. Right, let's just tuck these out of the way for a second. Get this on the ends. Right, that is lined up. There we go. I don't know how I feel about all this being held in place with just two screws right there. That I would have thought would have been multiple points of contact along the back. But I guess that seems to be okay. Let me just double check that's tight on the top. Alright, so that is now in place. We now want to take the front, and we're actually going to put the two halves together. Okay. I mean, we've got some gaps here, I don't know. Meant to be like that, but okay. It's coming together. Okay, so the next part is we're going to take this paste, and this is going to come on the bottom. We've got these 4 black screws that are just going to come in, and I suppose this is what keeps everything in place. I mean, I guess when the shoulders go on, that's going to help the upper half. Okay. So screwing that in nice and tight. The only thing I have to admit, I am slightly annoyed because, I mean, this looks absolutely gorgeous, but we have this bit sticking out the bottom. So I can't just sit it down. I suppose it'll lean at an angle slightly, but I was hoping I could just have it posed like that. But I guess that's not going to happen. Right, I've got one more screw. To do. So that is now in place. Right, so supposedly this, oh alright, that's obviously the Mastodon head, but if I push the back, that releases, yeah, so pushing the back should lower the clip that was at the front of the Megazord head. Oh, come on. Why? Why? Oh, I've now got to get my hands inside that. Okay, so this is actually two on-off switches. We only need the one. So, get my little clippers. And so, which one to go for? Which one? It doesn't really matter. So, let's go for... I don't know why, but I like the look of this one slightly better. Let's put that there. And I'm going to grab some electrical tape. Now, thinking about it, I've only got one more of these to actually do, like power buttons. So that needs to go. Oh my god, how am I supposed to do this? Oh my god. Tweezers. Okay, I'm going to have to do this off camera. Okay, that took a bit. I've finally got it in place. And now I need to get this piece that's down here and plug in these two pieces. So that one can go there. Make sure they're all plugged in properly, and grab this one. I can't see what I'm doing. Can go in there. And there we go. Get in there. Go on. I'm just making sure. No, it's backwards. Good. I don't want to damage it. You going to clip in now? Yes, there we go. Okay, so that is now in. I guess I'm going to have to move all this around. It's going to go that way round, I think. Okay, so we've got 2 screws left, and they are to connect this in, and it's going to go this way round. I may have to place this just off a camera because I'm coming in at a hell of an angle trying to see this. But I'll try and do it on camera first. That there it is. Right. So let's have a look at the back and make sure, yep, the USB port is more or less in place there. So the battery is going to be covered completely by that part, so that's all good. Alright, I'm going to tighten that off screen and just make sure everything's in place, which it looks like it probably is. Okay, so that is all tight in there. Let's take this off. Hopefully, can I even push this button? Alright, the button is not pushing. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've had to have a little play around. I finally managed to screw it all in. So if I open up here, got to push the back. There we go. So if I open up here and zoom in, you will see it's all in place. However, with this screw here, I will warn you, do not tighten that one too much. That one you can tighten more, because that will help push the micro USB port into the charging hole. This one, however, if you tighten that too much, you can just see the power button next to the bit there. That's where, focus down here. Focus, there we go. You can just see where the power button is next to the piece. So we're talking just there. That's it there. So do not screw this screw too tight. It will affect the screw. However, what I can now do is if I bring this up to the camera, whereas the button is absolutely tiny, I might add, right there. Blends in better than any other button on here, that's for sure. See there, we have lights. And just because I can, bring this down. You can see the cables are inside, but because they're connected to the neck, we bring the neck down, we close this back up, and we've got the head. Yes! And I think next issue, we've got the shoulders. So it's going to fill out even more. Loving this!